Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive, into SNDL Inc.,
SNDL Inc.
formerly Sundial Growers.
Yeah.
So maybe you're thinking about an investment or just curious about this company that's making some waves in the Canadian market.
A lot of waves.
We've got a ton of articles and financial reports and more all linked down to the description.
all the good stuff.
And yeah, we're going to sift through all of it to give you the key insight.
Most important insights.
Yeah, and stick around because later we'll reveal a surprising connection SNDL has to something you probably use every single day.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
A really good one.
Uh-huh.
It's fascinating how SNDL has evolved,
Hmm.
They started as just a cannabis producer back in 2006.
Wow.
And now they're the biggest private sector liquor and cannabis retailer in Canada.
Really?
That's a big transformation.
That is huge.
And that always makes for a fascinating deep dive.
Absolutely.
And get this, they're not just selling weed and booze.
No.
They're playing the investment game within the cannabis industry as well.
Wow.
Talk about diversification.
That's crazy. It's like they're building a whole empire.
Right.
To even start to understand this company, I think we need to break it down into their four main business segments,
Absolutely.
which are liquor, retail, cannabis, retail cannabis operations, and investments.
And what's interesting there is how SNDL is leveraging its retail expertise across both liquor and cannabis.
Oh, interesting.
They're applying these similar strategies to create, distinct brands
Okay.
to target specific customer segments.
So they're not just slapping the same label on everything and hoping for the best.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
really thinking about it.
Smart.
Plus, they're operating at a massive scale.
Yeah, how big are we talking?
166 liquor stores
Wow.
and 187 cannabis stores across Canada.
That's a lot of stores.
It is a lot.
That makes them the largest private retailer in both categories.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So just imagine the data they're collecting from all those transactions.
Yeah, you're right. That data is incredibly valuable.
Yeah. SNDL has developed a data licensing program.
Oh, wow.
They're selling insights to industry partners.
So they're making even more money.
Yeah, it's a smart way to generate additional revenue.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not just about selling products, it's about leveraging the information that they gather.
Exactly.
What about the actual cannabis they're producing?
Yeah.
Do they have like a diverse lineup, or are they putting all their eggs in one basket there as well?
They actually have a really diverse portfolio of cannabis brands.
Okay.
Top Leaf, Contraband Citizen, Stash, Sundial Cannabis, just to name a few.
So they've got a lot going on.
Each brand targets a specific market with unique product offerings.
Wow, that's smart.
Yeah,
Especially in such a crowded market.
definitely.
It allows them to capture a wider range of consumer preferences.
Absolutely.
But a company is only as good as the people running it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about SNDL's CEO, Zach George. He's been leading the company through some major changes.
Yeah.
What kind of leader is he?
Well, the sources paint him as a leader who's focused on turning the company around.
Okay.
And he's not afraid to make big moves.
Like what?
He's not afraid to make bold moves, and his team has been cutting costs, making strategic acquisitions, and prioritizing profitability.
Okay, give me an example. Acquisitions like what?
Well, a big one was the acquisition of Alcana,
Okay.
Canada's largest private liquor retailer.
Wow.
This move significantly diversified SNDL's revenue streams.
That's huge.
Yeah, it shows they're thinking long-term
Mm-hmm.
and not just focused on these, quick wins.
Yeah, acquisitions and restructuring, they can be expensive.
Oh, for sure.
Let's dive into SNDL's financial health.
Okay.
What's the overall picture looking like?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest, but they've got some strong points, like a low debt-to-equity ratio,
Okay.
meaning they haven't borrowed excessively,
Yeah.
giving them more flexibility to make strategic moves. And they've also been generating positive free cash flow,
Oh, that's good.
which means they have cash coming in from their operations after, covering all their essential expenses.
So that sounds promising. What's the but here?
Yeah.
There's got to be a but.
The but is they're still not consistently profitable.
Okay.
Their operating and net margins are negative, meaning they're spending more than they're earning.
So they're making money, but not enough to cover all their expenses.
Uh,
It sounds like they're still a work in progress, financially speaking.
yeah, their earnings have been inconsistent.
Okay.
But the management team is laser focused on achieving profitability and generating sustainable free cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they'll succeed
Yeah.
remains to be seen.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Only time will tell.
Exactly.
It's kind of interesting, though, how even with those numbers, like you were just saying, the market's perception of SNDL,
Yeah.
it's kind of all over the place. It's almost like people don't know what to make of them.
Right. Okay. So that brings us perfectly into our next chapter, which is market sentiment. So is Wall Street giving SNDL a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
It's a bit hazy, to be honest. SNDL has a bit of a wild past.
Yeah?
It was actually a meme stock back in 2021.
Oh, yeah. I remember those times.
So it has this history of volatility.
Oh?
Remember those wild stock swings that were driven by social media?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Those are some crazy times.
Yeah.
But what about now that things have kind of calmed down?
Yeah, they have.
What's the mood surrounding SNDL at this point?
What's a mixed bag? Some analysts are really bullish on it.
Okay.
They're projecting an average price target of $3.25,
Oh.
which is some significant potential upside.
Yeah.
But others are more cautious. They're citing the challenges of the Canadian cannabis market and SNDL's history of losses.
So some people see potential dollar signs and others are afraid of getting burned.
Exactly.
It sounds a little bit risky, honestly.
Yeah, it is a bit of a gamble.
Speaking of risk, who are the major players holding the reins of this company?
That's a good question.
Who owns SNDL?
Well, SNDL actually has a diverse ownership structure.
Okay.
There's a mix of institutional investors, insiders, and retail investors.
Like you and me.
Like you and me.
Wow. So I could potentially own a piece of this cannabis empire.
You could.
Okay.
But institutional ownership is relatively low. It's only about 4.19%.
Oh, wow.
Insiders hold about 5.09%.
Okay.
And then the rest,
For rest.
90.72%,
Wow.
is held by retail investors and public companies.
So everyday people have a huge stake in this company.
They do.
It's a lot of people.
Which explains why there's so much potential for volatility.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When you have that much retail ownership, the price can be very susceptible to,
Right.
swings when news or rumors hit the market.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've looked at market sentiment. We've looked at who owns the company now. Let's do a little reality check with the SWOT analysis.
Yeah, good idea.
What are the biggest strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for SNDL?
Let's break it down.
Yeah.
Well, first off, a major strength is their data and analytics capabilities.
Okay.
They're gathering all this data from all their retail operations.
Yeah.
It's a goldmine of consumer insights.
They're sitting on a treasure trove of information
They are.
about what people are buying, how they're buying it,
And when they're buying it.
and when they're buying it.
It's incredible.
But every superhero has a weakness.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What's SNDL's kryptonite?
Well, their Achilles heel is their heavy reliance on the Canadian cannabis market,
Okay.
which, as we've talked about, it's volatile.
Hmm.
It's facing oversupply and price compression,
Right.
which makes it really tough to turn a consistent profit.
They're at the mercy of these market forces that they can't really control.
Exactly.
That sounds a little bit scary, honestly.
It can be.
Are there any opportunities out there, though, that could help them overcome this?
Of course. One major opportunity is potential expansion into the U.S. market.
Oh, wow.
If federal legalization happens.
Right.
Imagine the possibilities if they can tap into that massive consumer base.
Well, that would be game-changing.
Totally.
For sure. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
What are the threats
Yeah.
looming on the horizon?
Well, intense competition is a constant threat, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Canadian cannabis market is super crowded with everyone fighting for that market share.
Yeah.
And then you also have the risk of shifting consumer demand.
Right.
What if tastes change?
What if something new comes along?
Or new products come out and just disrupt the whole market?
Exactly.
You never know.
Yeah. So they have to stay agile.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be ready to adapt,
Right.
to survive.
It's a jungle out there.
It really is. You've
Yeah.
laid out a lot of information about SNDL,
Yeah, we have.
from their complex business model
Yeah.
to their volatile market position.
For sure.
Where do we go from here?
Mhm.
Okay. So we've explored, SNDL's business, their financials, the market's take on them, and we even did a SWOT analysis.
We covered a lot of ground.
We did. So now for the big question, is SNDL a good investment?
The million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And there's no easy answer.
Right.
It all comes down to your own risk tolerance,
Okay.
financial goals, and investment strategy.
So there's no magic formula here.
Not really, no. But at least now you have a deeper understanding of their journey, their business structure, the leadership, You know, those mixed financials,
Yeah.
market perception, and the potential risks and rewards.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the decision of whether or not to invest is yours.
Right. It's like we've given you all the pieces of the puzzle.
Exactly.
And now it's up to you to decide if you want to complete the picture.
Yeah, and to be clear, you know, we're not financial advisors.
Of course.
So don't take anything we said as, you know, investment advice.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But before we go, let's finally reveal that surprising connection we teased earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Remember how we were talking about SNDL's data and analytics expertise?
Yes, all that data they're collecting from their stores.
Well, get this. SNDL is using those skills to improve the efficiency of online grocery delivery services.
It's true.
That's wild.
All that data they're collecting from their millions of transactions,
Hmm.
it's helping to optimize delivery routes, predict demand, and personalize the whole shopping experience.
So you're saying my love of cannabis
Potentially.
could lead to smoother grocery deliveries.
It's possible.
That's crazy.
Who knew?
I had no idea.
It just goes to show you how seemingly unrelated industries can really benefit from these data-driven insights.
Yeah, data is king these days.
It really is.
And that concludes our deep dive into SNDL Inc.
Hopefully you found it informative and maybe learned a thing or two.
We hope you found it helpful as you make your own investment decisions.
Remember, the world of investing is constantly changing.
It is.
So staying informed is key to making smart choices.
Absolutely. And for more deep dives into fascinating companies and trends, be sure to subscribe to the Stock Analytics AI YouTube channel.
We're always exploring new territory with the help of cutting-edge AI and data analysis.
And as always, a quick disclaimer, this deep dive was created using publicly available sources and AI-powered tools while we aim for accuracy. Always do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Can't stress that enough.
Yeah. Until next time, happy investing.